If you're going through a difficult time right now, I just want to take a quick second to say that I love you and that I'm proud of you more than anything. You see, I will never say that I understand what it is that you're going through because that would be disingenuous, but I can certainly say that I understand the emotions are real. That this feeling that negativity is constantly seeping into your mind and you don't know how to overcome it and you feel helpless and hopeless, I can resonate with that. And even to this day, after many years of personal development, I still find myself tempted in moments to carry that negative mindset again. And that's why it's so imperative that you have reliable techniques or strategies that work well for you, that allow you to at least start to get out of that type of mindset and return back to a positive one, to allow you to hopefully recharge and be able to do what it is that you really want to do without having that type of weight bearing on your shoulders. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna explore some of the techniques that have worked well for me that I would recommend to you. And I'm very excited to do this because I think that it's something that we all need to talk about. It's okay that we're human beings and we go through moments of negativity, but how do you return to the positive mindset? That's a conversation that we need to have. My name is Jun Yu. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Just recently, I had sat down with some of my really good close brothers, and when I'm speaking to them and I'm hearing about what it is that they're going through, I know that these types of emotions are really hard at times, and it's important that you have these types of open conversations without judgment where you can help your friends, you can help your brothers and sisters. And so I'm going to be sharing some of those techniques that I've shared to them that have helped me throughout the years. So if you learn anything in this video, please leave a comment. I'd be happy to respond to you, and always leave a thumbs up and of course subscribe. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Celebrate the small things. Whenever we're going through these difficult moments in our life, we tend to be fixating on the thing that's creating a lot of this hardship. Whether that's something related to school or your personal life or work, that becomes everything for us in that moment. And it's important that you recognize there's a lot of blessings in the small things. There's a lot of things that we should be grateful for, that we can be grateful for, things that we already have, not things that we want to wish for, things that are right in front of us. The place that you live in, the food that you eat, the school that you're able to go to, the job that you're able to have, the opportunities in front of you. You see, the greatest protection to any sort of negativity is gratitude. It creates this coat on your mind, a protective layer, so it doesn't allow that negativity to seep through. And it's so imperative that you do this on a daily basis in terms of recognizing the small things. It's funny, when I say small things, they're not actually small, right? They're everything. It's just small because we lose sight of it, because we take it for granted, when in reality, that's where the beauties of life are. It's all around us. And I found that it's been really helpful for me when I'm going through a tough season and I'm fixating on one or two things, that I just take a second to breathe and look at the things that maybe I was overlooking, that I was taking for granted, and take a moment to really embrace those and be grateful for them. So that is where I'll start. Always recognize the small things, and be grateful for them. It'll go a really long way for you. This too shall pass. One of my favorite quotes, and really it embodies the human experience, right? You never want to get too high when things are going well for you, because I'm sure we've all experienced it, that it will come down eventually. And although that might be hard to actually embrace, it works the other way too, right? When you're going through a difficult time, that too shall pass. You see, something that you have to constantly remind yourself is that you've gone through 100% of the struggles in your life up to this point. 100%. There's not a single one up to this point that you have not been able to persist through. And you should be proud of that. That's a big accomplishment. It's a big achievement. And so have confidence that what it is that you're going through, one, will pass, and two, you'll have the strength to embrace that season, that tough season. You'll come out of the storm a much better person than you were when you had first gotten into the storm. I know that when we tend to believe that our current situation is forever, it makes it really hard to have a positive mindset, because it's only a matter of time till that becomes a really difficult season, right? It just happens. There might be something that might occur that's completely out of your control. And if you're in the mindset that this is permanent, that what I'm experiencing right now will last forever, it's a really hard mindset to change to be positive, right? When you can have that perspective that this too shall pass, you can fully embrace the moment knowing that it's not going to be forever. And it's in those glimpses of those highs and those lows that we're able to grow. And so celebrate it when you have those highs, but never get too arrogant. Never think that it's all because of you or that can't be taken away from you at any time. Celebrate it in the moment. Know that your purpose in this life serves way beyond any one achievement. And even if that tends to go away in a specific period of time, and then you might go into a certain low, know that it's okay. That's part of the human experience. And if you can embrace those moments, the better off you'll be. And that mindset allows you to really have that even kill, right? It allows you to be very steadfast. It allows you to be content in the moment. It allows you to recognize the moment for what it is and really not take it for granted. And so always try to remember that mindset of this too shall pass. Focus on important things. Your family, your friends, your hobbies, whatever makes you feel alive, do more of it. When you're going through that tough season, I know that we're tempted to, again, fixate on that. And then when we're not doing that, just completely feel burnt out and want to lie in bed and not do anything at all. There are moments for that, I know, but push yourself to actually do more of those things that you really love to do. Because during that time, you'll be able to feel that joy. And it really does change your perspective. There's a great quote by one of my favorite speakers. His name's Inky Johnson. And he says, perspective drives performance. The way that you view what you do affects how you do what you do 10 out of 10 times. And so if you can spend more time doing the things that you love, it opens up your perspective again, and you realize what you were fixating on wasn't everything. That there are things that provide you joy, even if what it is that is causing you that hardship seems to be so out of your control and so consuming that even in that moment, you're gonna be able to have happiness and contentment and joy. So don't lose sight of the fact that you still need time for the things that you love. And it's funny that this sounds so obvious, but when you're going through a tough time, I hope it stays obvious for you in that moment. Because I know that that's not a lot of the cases, right? When you're in it, it's really hard and you feel lethargic and you don't wanna do anything at all. But push yourself. If you're in that season right now, push yourself to go out this weekend. Go out even tonight, even if it's a weekday, go call up your friend, go call up your family, go to the gym or go paint or do something that makes you feel alive and find joy in that, and don't feel guilty about finding joy in it. There's more to life than all these little things that we tend to fixate on during our hardships. Stop comparing yourself. Comparison is a thief of all joy, right? We've all heard this before, but this concept is prevalent now more than ever. It really is because of social media. Social media has its place, and I believe that it can be a really incredible tool, but it really depends on the people that you follow, the people that you're interacting with, the content that you're engaging with. And so it's hard to actually recognize that this is happening in real time, but know that a healthy diet is not just about the foods that you consume for your stomach, but the thoughts that you feed your mind and your soul. And so if every time you open up social media, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, and you are bombarded with toxic content, with negative content. We all know that negativity is what actually does well on social media, unfortunately. If you are constantly exposed to that, what do you think that's gonna do to you? You think that that won't have any effect on you. And we also now know that the algorithm shows you more of what you watch and what you engage with. So if you tend to fixate on some of those negative things without even knowing that you're doing that, more of that negative content will showcase itself to you. And it's a vicious cycle. And you become a part of that cycle. You see, when you put your phone down, it's not that the content just goes away, but the content stays with you. And it affects your judgment, it affects your clarity, it affects your focus, and not in a good way, right? So revamp your feed. If you're going through a tough season, revamp your feed. You're following those people from back in high school that used to bully you, that used to tease you, and you don't like seeing their stories, unfollow. You have those creators that are in the nicest way, not what you want to be like genuinely, like their value system isn't what you want to be like, and you're just following them because they're a household name, unfollow them as well. You have to be very careful with the content that you consume, and especially when you're in a hard season. You want to be able to see content that makes you laugh a little bit, that gives you a bit of positivity, that might teach you something interesting. So I always believe that you should be very careful with the content that you consume, but that importance multiplies by 100 when you're going through a tough season. So please remember that. Reconnect with real experiences and nature. There are so many times where I'm in my apartment and I'm going through a really difficult project, or there's been very stressful business meetings, or there's been problems with my family or my personal life, and I stay cooped up in here because I think that, okay, if I can just address it now, if I can handle it now, then it'll go away quicker. And I just push myself so hard during those moments, when in reality, what it's doing is making the situation a lot worse. And there's so many times where I just step outside to go grab lunch, and I just walk to Chipotle. It's about 10 minutes from my apartment. It's one of my favorite fast foods, and I'll go there. And just that 10-minute walk, as I walk through campus, and I see people interacting and laughing. I see people conversing. I see the gym on my way there, and I can see through the windows that people are training. I can see birds. I can see trees. I can see the grass. I can see life. And when you reconnect with it, for some reason, all of that anxiety and that frustration and all that stress just dwindles a little bit. It's again that understanding that perspective drives performance, right? And so when you're able to see the world and you realize that you're just a small part of that world, that there's so much more important things going on, that there are other things going on, just in general, it makes you realize that what you are stressing about in that current moment perhaps wasn't as big of a deal as you might have thought. So literally, if you are finding yourself in that rut, just take a walk. As cliche as that sounds, it's cliche for a reason because it helps. We are social creatures, and so we need that interaction. So go ahead and try that. Make a list of things that you are looking forward to. This is actually a technique I only recently adopted, and it's made a huge difference. So I would recommend you do the same. Again, I think it goes back to the thought that when we are going through a tough season, that we fixate on the hardship and solely on that, and we lose perspective on a lot, especially things that are yet to come. And there's a lot of exciting things that are yet to come for us. It doesn't even have to be anything drastic. It doesn't have to be a month-long vacation or things of that sort. It could be the small things that mean something to you. If it's new music coming out, if it's a new movie coming out, if it's seeing your friends, if it's going to eat a meal that you really like to eat and you know that you're going to do that in a few days. Whatever it is that you're looking forward to do, create a list of those things, and as you're writing them down, you will think about it. You will start to imagine it. You'll start to almost live it while you're going through that type of experience in your head. And it just brings about a lot of positive thoughts. And you think, okay, it's not so bad. You know, I know that in the current moment it's hard, but I can look forward to this. There's something that provides me hope. There's something that provides me a light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. But if you can't find yourself doing this, if you're stuck in a situation in which you're not able to look forward to anything, I want you to try this. Create a list, but this time it'll be things that you can make other people look forward to. Game changer. I really do believe servicing others, especially those that matter to us and that are important to us, making somebody else feel good makes you feel good too. You like seeing people smile, especially if it's a result of something that you were able to do for them. It's hilarious to me because I lose sight of that all the time. I love the holiday season because I'm giving out a lot of gifts to all my friends. And I love that. I love the feeling that this is something that they wanted, or perhaps they didn't even know that they wanted, but I was able to provide to them, and it makes them feel good. It makes them feel special. It makes them feel seen. And doing that for them means a lot to me. And so by creating a list of things that you can make others look forward to, it's your way of prospectively servicing them. And in the same way that the first list did, you will be imagining that moment. You will be experiencing it. You'll be thinking about it, and it'll bring about a lot of positive thoughts. We know that the holiday season is coming up, so you can certainly use the whole gift giving thought if that's something that you resonate with. But anything that you can make somebody look forward to, I believe that it'll do you a lot of good to create a list about it. Surround yourself with good people. Negativity spreads like a virus. It's so strong. And if you are in an environment in which there are a lot of negative people, it's only a matter of time till their negativity becomes your negativity. I promise you that no matter how strong you think that you are, if you find yourself stuck in a certain environment, subconsciously their energy will impact you. And what happens is you'll carry it with you as you go to a different environment. Perhaps you're going and spending time with people at your job that you don't necessarily feel a lot of positive energy with, and they're constantly complaining. You hear that type of toxicity for an extended period of time. Naturally, you'll take that in, you'll take their energy and you'll bring it to your home, or you'll bring it to school, or you'll bring it to your friends outside of work, and then you become that negative person that will be affecting other groups that you care for, and you don't necessarily want to do that, do you? And so know that negativity spreads like a virus, but so does positivity. Really, as powerful as negativity is, positivity carries the same weight. And if you can find those positive people, it doesn't have to be a lot of people, but those individuals that you know have a good smile, that sees the good in people, that are optimistic, that are hopeful, and you're able to find yourself in close proximity with them, don't let go. Those are the good ones. Those are the ones that you want in your life. Those are the type of people that when you're going through a tough time, that they'll be able to empathize with you. And whenever you have a big success in your life, that they'll celebrate it with you genuinely. They won't make you feel bad about a success and try to undermine you. They won't think that whatever struggle you're going through isn't actually worth being upset about. No, these are the type of people that are positive, that are going to genuinely want the best for you. And so just as much that negativity can be spreading like a virus, surround yourself with those positive people, because you'll naturally take in their energy. And then when you go to other environments, you'll be that spark in those communities too. You will positively impact those other people. Be careful with the people that you surround yourself with, and if you can have those positive people around you, stay close to them. Journal. I've mentioned journaling a lot in my videos, and I just really believe that it's so important. And I'm not going to go into all the reasons why here, just because I've talked about it so often, but really the idea is to create distance between you and your thoughts. Paper is more patient than people, and without the fear of judgment and being able to freely write, you're able to better rationalize with yourself. You're able to look at it and think to yourself, I don't even agree with myself, but you would have never known that if you just kept that within your own head. And a big part of being in a tough season is usually there's some sort of trigger, but a lot of times we just overlook it. Whether it was hiding and it was discreet, or it was just because we purposely wanted to ignore it, a lot of times we don't address what triggered it. But how can you prevent it from happening again in the future if you don't know what caused it? As uncomfortable as that might be in the moment, that is how you're able to maintain a positive mindset. So if that type of trigger comes back up to you, you understand what it is. You take it for what it is, and you don't allow it to impact you the way that it had before. So when you journal and you're able to do this on a regular basis, you become very aware of these triggers, and you're better able to prevent them from impacting you in a negative way. That's all I'll say about journaling. Please, if you haven't already taken me up on it, hopefully this will be the video that makes you start it. With that being said, that wraps up all the techniques, strategies that I utilize when I'm trying to overcome these negative thoughts and emotions and allow myself to adopt the positive mindset. Allow myself to get back to what I love to do. And I hope that you were able to learn something in this video. If you were able to, please leave your comments or ask me any questions in the comments. Of course, leave a like and subscribe. With that being said, please take care. And of course, I will see you at the top.